The following presentation is made possible by the Prairie Grove All Sports Booster Club and sponsored in part by PG Telco. Welcome to a night of Prairie Grove Tiger football. On the behalf of the administration, Superintendent Alan Williams, Assistant Superintendent Vol Woods, Athletic Director Coach Mike Green, Principal Ron Bond, Assistant Principal Joey Saunders, and Head Coach Danny Absher, his staff, and the entire Prairie Grove Tiger football team, we want to thank you for joining us for tonight's game. The broadcast of tonight's game is made possible through PG Telco, the providers of PGTigersOnline.com. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. Ozark Delight, America's #1 fundraising lollipop. Lewis Automotive, serving all of Northwest Arkansas since 1947. The Bank of Fayetteville, we're banking on your potential. Sterling Drug, serving Prairie Grove since 1918. Flowers and Friends, flowers, gifts, and more with a hometown touch. Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers, shakes, malts, and more, just south of the Northwest Arkansas Mall. J&B Auto, Prairie Grove's bumper-to-bumper auto parts store. And Frederick's One Stop, the one stop for all your needs when you're on the go. Prairie Grove football is also brought to you in part by the Prairie Grove All Sports Booster Club. Showing your Tiger pride is just a membership away. And now your crew for tonight's game, Lynn Gregson, Zach Arns, and Steve Halbert. It's football time in Prairie Grove.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now joining us, we are getting ready for the alma maters of Prairie Grove and Malvern, and also the national anthem. So we're going to let you go to the field, and then we'll come back with the pregame. Well, Zach, we're here tonight, and I'll tell you, it's great to be here in Malvern. We're coming to you from Malvern, Arkansas tonight at their stadium. Nice facility here.
Yeah, a little bit older than what we saw at Gravett, a little, just a hair, but I'll tell you what, this is about the closest we've ever been to the field. I mean, we're literally 10 feet off the field, and I think we're going to hear some popping tonight.
Absolutely. Well, Zach, we come in tonight, second round of the playoffs. Nice to be here after a year of absence of being in the playoffs. We're back where we belong, and I think Prairie Grove feels good about where they are, but I think they'd like to make that next step.
Yeah, I think so, and they've certainly got an opportunity tonight against the number 3 team in 4A, or the number 9 team, depending on which poll you subscribe to. Let's face it, Malvern's a very good football team. They come in 9-2. They're one of the best teams in the state. They're one of the teams in Class 4A that actually gave Pulaski Academy a run for their money. So Prairie Grove's got their work cut out for them. They do have some injuries that we're going to talk about here in just a little bit, but compared to last week, I think we're in much better shape than we were injury-wise.
Absolutely, and also Malvern's only other loss, I believe, was to 5A school. So
yes.
they have played exceptionally well. They come from you and I were looking at this earlier today. They come from a very tough conference. 4 of the 5 playoff teams from the 4A7 or 7-4A are
in that conference, and the winner of tonight's game gets the winner of a rematch from earlier in the season here in the 7-4A. It's going to be a good night. We were watching Malvern warm up, and they're physically. I mean, do they pass the eye test? They sure do. They're big, they're strong, they're physical. You look at Prairie Grove, and it's a workmanlike attitude. They don't look intimidated. We were watching them warm up, and I know everybody is going to ask, how's Cooper Winters? Well, there's an article in the paper on Thursday in the Democrat. Coach Abser said he was 50-50 to go. He said he was probably going to go. Watching him in the warm-ups, I think he's going to go.
Yeah, and also tonight, we've got a couple players that are injured. Don't know the status of Drew Sugg.
Drew Sugg is going to be a complete game-time decision. It just depends on how he's feeling. He had an injury that's been undisclosed. They haven't talked a lot about it. We also had an injury to Jacob Lacey, which I saw Jacob in the warm-ups. He looks like he's going to go. I was told he wasn't going to play, so we'll have to see how that goes. Dalton Falk's not going to play. He's got a pin in his fingers, so Prairie Grove's, again, a little short-handed, but if there's good news, 15's going to be back in the backfield, and we'll see how that augments what they did last week.
Well, the thing is that they learned last week because some guys stepped up, and whenever, you're in that situation, a little bit more about your team. You got a different weapon now with Colby Elkins in the Wildcat. Jacob Storley, he was adequate in the game. He stepped up really big. He handed the ball off a lot, but we also saw that he could throw the football, but we're not – we definitely like 15 in the game, that's for sure.
Was reading some things online going back and forth between some fans of Central Arkansas football, Northwest Arkansas football. Let me tell you this. If Colby Elkins gets free in the secondary, he's gone. That's it. Forget it. That's it. Don't worry about it. He's gone. I know that there was an argument going on over who was the faster team. And I think overall, Malvern's probably got more team speed. But Prairie Grove is one of those teams. They're feisty. They don't give up, and they're going to come right at you. And I promise you this, as Coach Absher told us this week, if they can get past the front 4 of Malvern, which is very good and very athletic, if they can get to that second level, into the linebackers and into the secondary, Prairie Grove's going to have a big night.
Well, I'll tell you the other thing, too. You talked about Prairie Grove not giving up. We've seen that a couple of times this year. Prairie Grove in 3 losses. One of those to Cassville, Missouri, who is still undefeated and making a run for the Missouri, their classification state championship. But in that game, even though they were down big, they never quit. In the Gravett game, they got down 31-10, I believe.
31-10.
31-10,
yep.
and then they came storming back and said, we're not quitting, and actually went down to where had to have an onside kick to try to stay in the game.
If you look at the games that Prairie Grove struggled this year, they were against very good football teams in Ozark, Cassville, and Gravett, who are all still very much alive in their own respective playoffs. But watching Malvern, I watched 2 of their games this week, and I can tell you that Malvern's probably, maybe outside of Cassville, the best team that Prairie Grove has played. I mean, physically, they certainly passed the eye test. If you look at what they do scheme-wise, it's spread offense, but it's not really a great spread offense. Their quarterback kind of locks in on receivers. He's looking to one, then he's looking to a second option, then he's going to tuck it down and run. They're a very good running football team, but the strength of this team, special teams and defense.
Well, and that sometimes a lot of people think of that spread as, hey, we're just going to throw the ball around.
Rich Rodriguez would tell you different. The spread is basically the option from a passing formation, and the idea is to spread you out, create gaps, and run the football.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and after that, we're going to have the Coach's Corner with Coach Danny Absher. Following that, we'll be back with you, talk a little bit more about Malvern, and talk a little bit about the rest of the game and the pregame. We'll be back with you right after this with the Coach's Corner with Coach Danny Absher.
It's time now for the Coach's Corner, brought to us by Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas since 1946. What does it take to win a President's Award from Ford Automotive? It takes hard work. It takes dedication, teamwork, a lot of the same ingredients that Coach Absher looks for in his Tiger football team. Well, at Lewis Ford, they won the President's Award because they delivered award-winning service before, during, and after each and every sale. That's the standard that's been set at all of the Lewis Automotive dealerships, be it Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep. Lewis Automotive, delivering award-winning service since 1947. Lewis Automotive says, go Tigers! Now with Coach Absher in the Coach's Corner. And, Coach, there's one thing as we look back on last week's game. Man, what a great game plan you had. Kind of playing it close to the chest with Cooper Winters being out. Jacob Storley steps up and does a fantastic job in relief. But the game plan, you, Coach Laird, Coach Elder, had a fantastic game plan getting back to what Prairie Grove really does best, and that's running the ball. But congratulations on a fantastic game plan from last week.
Well, thank you. It felt good to get back to running the ball with some great success. We had shifted some backs around and done some things different. But Storley, yeah, he's the man of the hour. He really filled in great for Cooper being gone for a little while.
We saw the Wildcat package with Kobe Elkins. I'm guessing, based upon what I've heard about Malvern this week, the key word is speed.
They do have a lot of speed on defense. It's going to be tough to get past their defensive line to use what speed we've got. We're a little bummed up on the offensive line. Probably not going to get Lacey back this week. Drew Sugg hurt his shoulder a little bit. We're starting Luke on the right guard spot, kind of shifting people around, bringing up some backups in this week during practice to see what we can get done. But hopefully we can cut a crease through that defensive line and get a run game going again. And then with Coop back, we're going to throw it a little bit more. We really didn't need to throw it that much. The Wildcat package was good with Elkins back there gaining over 100 yards rushing, along with Weston's over 200. You know, between the combination of the newness of it, you know, that's something Mina had not seen, so that worked real well.
Well, when you have 427 yards on the ground, you don't need to throw it a whole lot.
Well, that's kind of what we were looking at, too.
But with Cooper back there, now that's going to give you an opportunity to spread their defense. And how important is that with a team like that much speed to spread them out and try to take advantage of whatever opportunity comes your way?
And with getting Cooper back, being able to spread it out, being able to throw it at the same time, I think being as multiple-threaded as possible, then the better off you're going to be, and that's what we gain.
Okay, now, as we face, let's jump on defense now. We hear a lot about Malvern and their very elusive quarterback. Is the key word here contain, contain, contain?
Not completely contained, because it's not always outside that he runs. He runs up in the middle. He's got a really nice offensive package where it makes you honor up on different sets, and it's hard to pick out. You know, this is exactly what he's trying to do. He doesn't throw that much. He'll run it twice as much as he does throw it, and the success short is pretty good. Success long is not very good. He's got a couple passes that are his favorite. He's got real good completion ratios on, so maybe we can contain him within the tackles, containing him not sideways but forward. That may be a bigger task than containing him sideways.
How big is it for the defense to play disciplined D, where they stay in their spots, much like you would a kickoff lane, where you just stay in your lanes to contain, watch the cutback, and just be prepared for whatever may come your way? How important is that discipline?
Well, I think discipline of our defense and the idea behind what Coach Laird does with our defense, the multitude of things. You know, you're not going to be sitting there and reading that all the time. You're going to do that sometimes. You're going to press sometimes. You're going to give the stunt. You're going to move around. You're going to give them different fronts. And so the flexibility of our defense and the ability to not do the same thing twice, hoping to create more problems for them than for us.
And I guess your big thing is you take away two big plays last week, and you pretty much come close to blanking, Mina. So we're looking at eliminating the big play.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Coach Laird's not happy with the 170-yard run that the quarterback squeezed through. That's the one thing we had to stop versus Mina. We needed to stop that quarterback from squirting through the seam. Of course, on the pass, too. You know, we'd have to, since he liked to throw so much, we'd have to shut down on the pass and got that accomplished pretty much, and then contain the quarterback. And they didn't have a whole lot left. I do think that one of their touchdowns was kind of flukish.
Yeah, busted play is what that's called.
Yeah.
So here's what we're looking at. We're looking at getting through with the Leopards, and then quite possibly it could shape shape up to a return home to Prairie Grove. How special would that be?
That'd be great. Looking at that field, and we practiced on it yesterday. We don't practice on it very much, but we practiced on it yesterday. And it's like I was looking at it driving by. It's got plenty of grass still on it, got some life left in it, and it'd be really, really nice to come back out there and give it another shot.
I know I can speak for all of Prairie Grove and say, hey, we'd like to have you come back for one more home game, at least one more home game. But tonight, Malvern Leopards, good luck, Coach, and may God bless.
Thank you very much.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
Okay, back with you, and Zach is. We just played the PG Telco commercial, and I wanted to point out that PG Telco's having a giveaway. You can go by their Prairie Grove or their Farmington office, go in and sign up. They're giving away a Kindle Fire and also some Roku internet streaming video players that are also given away. Again, PG Telco giveaway. Go by one of their offices. They've been a great supporter. They are the reason that we're able to bring you the webcast each and every week. And I know in a long trip like Malvern, some of you are back home in Prairie Grove. So go out and definitely support PG Telco for all that they're doing to make this possible. Zach, you got some stats and stuff for us?
Yeah, just a couple of things, maybe keep an eye on tonight. Prairie Grove has done very well, and we've talked about, turnovers and penalties. Prairie Grove to this point in the season +9 in the turnover category, and they're going to need every one of those tonight because Malvern's very efficient with the football. They're not a big play offense. When you see them line up in the spread, they're a lot like Mina. They're not going to throw the ball way down the field. They're going to, side to side, use their speed, spread you out. And I think for Prairie Grove, as Coach Absher said, they're going to have to play very disciplined. They're going to have to play within themselves, and you and I had talked about this on the ride down here. Personally, I think you got to slow the game down because Malvern can score points in bunches. You can't let this game get into the 30s because your chances start to shrink after that. I think for Prairie Grove, it's 3 yards at a time. You can do this,
right?
This is not any different than any other team that they've played this year. It's playoff game. Bright lights. There's a helicopter zipping around here somewhere, and it's a different atmosphere. And I don't think Prairie Grove's going to get startled by the big time atmosphere, but they do need to. They need to keep things close, get it into the second half, and I think Prairie Grove will be just fine.
Well, Coach Apter said something I thought was really interesting as Jake was interviewing him in the coach's corner. He said, is it contain? And Coach Apter said, not necessarily. He says, if you contain too much, he'll pop right up the middle.
Exactly, yeah.
And their quarterback, and his name is...
I want to say this correctly because I keep getting it backwards. It's Austin Warford, number 10. We're going to see a lot of him tonight. He's a junior. He's not a big play guy, but he's very consistent. He's one of those guys that's very frustrating. You think you've got him for a 3-yard gain, he turns it into a 5-yard gain. You think you got him for a 2-yard gain, it's a 6-yard gain. It's that kind of offense. They're not terribly explosive. And for those that follow, Central Arkansas football, Malvern's an explosive team historically, and they're kind. I don't want to say dink and dunk, but they've toned it down because their defense is so strong. They don't have to score a lot of points to win. 17 a lot of times for them is enough to win. Last week they went 49-7 against Gosnell, and Gosnell's a good football team. And they're big, they're strong, they're physical, and
they're big.
They are big. And Prairie Grove has not seen a team this physically dominant this year, but the way Prairie Grove runs the football, if they, as Chad Hooten said this week, if they run for 410 this week, there's nobody there may be nobody in the state that can beat them.
Right. Well, I will say this too. I mean, the size. Sometimes you just got to take advantage of that. Some misdirection, things like that on the size. Now, on the offensive front, trying to get penetration on that, it's going to be. I mean, on the defense front, trying to get penetration on their offense front could be difficult.
Yeah,
tonight.
it's going to be. I don't want to say it's a physical mismatch because Prairie Grove's defensive line is pretty sizable. And with Jacob Call, who in the paper this week said, "I'll hit anybody." Jacob Call, I think, would hit his mother if he's wearing an opposite color jersey. I think for Prairie Grove, it comes down to no turnovers, no penalties. This is a team that averages about 55 yards a game in penalties. You got to cut that down tonight. They've done very well in the turnover game. They've got to possess the football, and they've got to run the football. I don't think that we're going to see Cooper, and we were talking about this on the way down, I don't think we're going to see Cooper doing a lot of rollouts because Malvern's defensive ends are so big and so strong. They get up the field so fast. Cooper on a rollout's going to run right into him. So I think you're going to see some. I don't know how much they're going to put the football up. I don't think we're going to see it a lot early. I think they're going to try and use Schrock and Bartholomew and gain yards that way, and then if they have to go to the air, go that route.
Well, we also want to remind you to go to pgtigersonline.com. So if you're watching tonight, whether you're a Prairie Grove fan, Malvern fan, or whether you're just a fan of high school football in the state of Arkansas and you're watching tonight, go to pgtigersonline.com. Open up another part of your browser, pgtigersonline.com. Go to the comment page, make a comment, let us know where you're watching tonight, and we'll definitely give you a shout-out, show you a little love on here, and let you know that we appreciate that you're watching us. Also, we remind you at the end of the game, we'll have our Steak and Shake player of the game, which is brought to you by Steak and Shake of Fayetteville. Well, Zach, we got about 5 minutes before kickoff. Let's take another break. We'll be back to break it down one more time.
Whether in sports or banking, competition is healthy for a community. If you consider all the choices you have in banking today, the Bank of Fayetteville stands out. The founders of the Bank of Fayetteville realize the importance of giving back to the community, not only for the Tigers on the field tonight, but for the future Tigers to come. The Bank of Fayetteville believes that the folks of Prairie Grove have great potential, and they have that one goal in mind to help you reach that potential. You see, with this thought process in mind, the community wins. The Bank of Fayetteville, banking on your potential. Ozark Delight Lollipops are America's #1 fundraising lollipop. We produce our lollipops the old-fashioned way in small batches, ensuring flavor intensity to the last lick. Mass-produced, machine-made lollipops are simply inferior, and you and your customers can taste the difference. From the production to customer service to everything in between, Ozark's Delight does it right. So whether you're ordering for the next fundraising project or just need some of your favorite flavors, we're here to help. Click our website, ozarkdelight.com, or call us toll-free at 1-800-334-8991.
Well, Zach, they're out on the field right now for the coin toss. And our captains tonight is Landon West, Daniel Schrock, and Dalton Kurtzinger. They're all seniors.
Yeah, it's it's a big senior night, and I think tonight they're going to need a lot of senior leadership. And we were talking on the way down here that how Prairie Grove can attack this. And I think it goes back to the 20 for 20. I think number 20, Weston Bartholomew's got to carry the ball at least 20 times. Hopefully, you'll get a 234-yard performance and 3 touchdowns. That always lends itself well. I think Daniel Schrock also has to. He's also got to carry the football at least 15 times. It's going to be an interesting night. I think. Did we catch who won the coin toss?
I don't know who won it, but Prairie Grove, I believe, is going to receive.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Especially tonight, try to get the lead early, and we'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting to see how they come out. Whether it's going to be the 5 wide, or are they just going to line up and try and power it straight at Malvern.
Well, the Tigers are coming on. I believe the other team won the toss and deferred to Prairie Grove and Prairie Grove elected definitely to receive.
Nice strong contingent here from Prairie Grove.
There really is. I mean, you can hear them in the background, and we're close to the field tonight.
Yeah.
They have a visitors press box, but it's almost like sitting on the top row of a Prairie Grove game.
Yeah, it really is. Like I said, this is about the closest we've ever been to a game, and it's going to be pretty interesting. If we're not careful here, I may go grab a helmet and see if I can line up.
Well, we just want to, again, remind you, please, if you're watching us tonight, go to pgtigersonline.com. Go to the comment page. I'm going to check that out right now, Zach, see if we got anything on the comment page yet.
Yeah, we want to see if Marianne's listening because we ran into a very special Marianne at Wendy's.
So Coach Washhausen just coming in. He's going up to the top, and let's see. We got the Moose's aunt. She's with us already.
All right.
Let's go Troy Kurtzinger. He's there. I've been informed Tigers win the second round tonight. We're watching from Prairie Grove. Go Tigers, kick butt. Yahoo. They're fired up.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
We got so glad to have you guys watching. And there she is. Marianne is here.
Marianne, we ran into your daughter today.
Yeah. And you can hear the Tiger fans in the background. We're going to let you listen just for a bit. Zach, we're here and we're in week 12 of the season, and I think back of the black and gold game, going over to Huntsville, kind of trying to get all of our
figure out how this whole thing would work,
and then throughout the season, and here we are, and it's just been a fun ride so far, and I hope it continues.
This is a fun team to watch. We've talked about it time and time again. This is a young football team. This is a junior and sophomore dominated football team. Only 11 seniors. And it's been a fun ride, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'll put the 1-4A on notice, and as well as everyone else. This team's going to be back. And they're going to be back in a big way next year. This, I think, a second-round playoff game's just gravy for them right now. 8-3 on the year, played very, very well against some really good football teams, and they're going to play a really good football team tonight. Sure like to. Who's your pick to click tonight? Come on, who's it going to be?
I'm going to say Daniel Schrock.
You're going to go Schrock.
Yep. I'm doing a good job. Ben Madrid. Ben, you know what? It's always good to hear from you. Read your article this week in the paper, and this is a kickoff, and it looks like it's going to be fielded. And that's Christian Denton. He's going to take it. He breaks up over the 20 to about the 25. Ben Madrid, he's watching from home. Coach Elder's dad, I think they're from Wellington, Kansas, and they're watching tonight. Appreciate all you guys. You really make this special for us to know that you're out there, and we just so many of you are here every week and just feel like part of a family each week. Well, it looks like they're going to spot it on the 25. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Tigers. Christian Denton coming back onto the field. He's going to bring the play in. Zach, look at that line. I think that's number 50, Trey Broughton, 6'2", 290.
That's big. Anywhere you come from,
There's
that's
a flag on the first pitch there. Holy smoke, he's a big kid.
And good news for Prairie Grove. 15's at quarterback, Cooper Winters.
And it's going to be a false start. Not a good way to start the night on the first play from scrimmage. Malvern across that line, Broughton at 290. Number 54, Kirk, he's at 220. I believe that's number...
I think it's pretty safe to assume that there are very few in the front four that have missed a meal.
And number 7, I believe that's 79, Mason Morgan, he's 240. So they're over 200 all the way across. And there's the first play, and that is Daniel Schrock. He's brought down, it looks like that was number 7, Justin James. Schrock's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage about the 25-yard line, so it's going to be second and 10 for the Tigers.
Now the strength of this defense from everybody I've talked to is the linebacking quartet. They rotate 4 linebackers in. They're very strong. They're very physical. They love to hit. The secondary can be burned. They do like to gamble a little bit, and we'll see if Prairie Grove takes a shot here in the first quarter.
Landon West goes in motion, and there's Bartholomew around the left side. He's hit, and there's going to be no gain there. Number 50, that is Big Broughton in there. Again, 6'2", 290. Also helping out on that tackle is Quante Walker. He's 5'10", 168, and he came across there very quickly, Zach.
Yeah, that's penetration's going to be something that Prairie Grove's they've got to deal with it. They've got to cut it down. Whether it's getting the ball on the outside on the little toss sweeps, they've got to get away from the interior and shut off the penetration.
Tonight, just so you know, from our camera angle, it's going to be a little closer than usual tonight. Here's Cooper Winters. He's back. He looks, he throws. Oh, he had Weston Bartholomew open there for a second through just behind him. But tonight, because of our angle, we're kind of low, so you're gonna have a camera angle that's going to be pretty close to the field tonight. So we're going to bring you the best broadcast that we can. Well, Prairie Grove goes 3 and out here, Zach. They're going to have to punt the ball after their first series, and Winters, the punter. Last week Landon Allen substituted real well.
46-yard average on 3 kicks last week. That's not too shabby for a young man.
Cooper Winters into punt. Snap gets there. He's going to get a decent punt here. They're going to call fair catch number 3. That is Marcel Bedford. He fair catches at the 45. So Malvern's going to start in good field position at their own 45-yard line.
You hate to say important possession here, first possession of the game, but Malvern's going to start with very good field position. And keep in mind, this is not a real explosive offense. I mean, they're not going to chuck it down the field, but it's a good enough offense to break plays if you're not, or break long plays if you're not paying attention.
Warford, the quarterback. And they go right up the middle. That's number 7. Justin James goes right up the middle, 10 yards. He hit that hole quick. First down and 10. That was a 10-yard run right up the gut. Warford in the shotgun, in motion. And Warford's going to take it right up the middle again. Fumble on the play! Oh, it's a fumble. I think Prairie Grove's got it. That looks like Luke Johnson, I think. I couldn't tell. Wait, no, it's Landon West. Landon West with the recovery. We said on the way down here, Zach, that we may need some turnovers tonight.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need the turnovers, and it certainly helps your confidence, your momentum, and you couldn't ask for a better start. We talked about important possessions. You can't ask for a better start than that.
Wow. Well, one of the things we could notice there from Malvern is they're going to try to go right at Prairie Grove at the middle. Now Prairie Grove's got the ball back, 1st and 10, ball at their own 43. In motion, and timeout is Cooper Winters, calls a timeout. We're going to take this timeout with the Tigers. 0-0 is our score.
There's been a Davis at the counter of Sterling Drugs since before most of us were born. As a matter of fact, Sterling Drugs been at the same location in Prairie Grove since 1918. And while a lot has changed in the medical field, quality customer care is not one of them at Sterling Drug. You'll find the latest in all prescriptions explained to you by Gary Davis. He's been doing it for nearly 30 years. As a matter of fact, Gary's only going to charge you for the medication. His experience, he's going to throw that in for free. Keeping you healthy since 1918. Sterling Drug, 125 East Buchanan in Prairie Grove. Proud sponsors of Prairie Grove Athletics.
Well, we're back with you, and if you just joined us, the first possession, Prairie Grove got the ball, went 3 and out, punting. Malvern got the ball up there on 45. First play, they went 10 yards. Second play from scrimmage, Malvern fumbled the ball. Prairie Grove gets it at their own 43, and now Prairie Grove has the ball. We're just at the 10-minute and 1 second remaining in the first quarter, so we're just underway here if you just joined us. Landon West in motion. Tigers, quick pitch out to Weston Bartholomew. Bartholomew, he's going to lower his head, and he's going to go 7 yards to the midfield stripe. Zach, that was a very confident run by Mr. Bartholomew.
Yep, that's what you like to see, and that's the play they went to on the first play of the game was a pitch play, but they had the motion penalty.
You'll definitely be able to hear the crowd yelling tonight from where we are, so there'll be noise in the background here. Second down, and let's call it a long 3. There he is! There's the Moose! And look at Daniel Schrock! Schrock! He goes down to the 20-yard line, Zach! That was my pick right there.
That was your pick to click, wasn't it?
Daniel Schrock, big run for the Tigers, and they're trying to make the most of that turnover, and it's a 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. Ball in the red zone at the Malvern Leopard 20-yard line.
Well, here we are in the red zone. This is what you need, and it doesn't look like Prairie Grove's in a hurry. We've seen them hurry up here in the last couple of weeks, and we talked about it in the pregame show. It's slow it down. Don't let this game get away from you. Keep it in front of you.
There's Bartholomew. This time he's on the left side. It's going to be a tough 2 or 3 yards on the play. Zach, when we get down here, I may have to walk down your way to be able to see.
You come on down.
And we can't see the scoreboard from where we are without leaning out of this thing.
It's not the. They certainly didn't build this for TV, that's for sure.
8:35 to go here in the first quarter. Ball on 16-yard line. They were registering it at 2nd and 7. Here is Schrock. He's up the middle again, and Daniel Schrock, he's over the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. And Schrock is running with authority tonight.
3 carries, 37 yards.
It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Tigers. Ball at about the 12-yard line. Critical possession here, Zach. You've got to get some points on the board. Here we go. It's 3rd down. In motion is Landon West. It's Cooper Winters with his... Oh, and Cooper is going to slip back at the 20-yard line, back close to... He just slipped there, Zach. Actually, good coverage there by the Leopards.
They're playing. They've got that play pretty well diagnosed. You can tell that they've seen it once or twice, and What do we got here?
Well, we're
4th
going
and 11.
Looks like the Tigers are going to try a field goal here. It'll be about a 37-yard attempt. Landon Allen last week nailed a 43-yarder, Zach, and
he also had the longest punt of the year last year, 54 yards.
Here's the kick. It's on the way. It's going to be off to the right. No good, and the Tigers' first trip to the red zone come up empty-handed, but a little momentum there at least to because those first two runs there by Malvern, that definitely slowed that down a little. Well, 7 minutes, 2 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. No score. The Leopards. This time, number 34 on the carry. That is, Zach, you going to say that? Jacques Dupree.
Oh, I knew you were going to put. We'll go with Jacques Dupree. That sounds good to me.
No gain on the play. 2nd 10. Nice tackle there. Looked like Jacob Call.
I think we can officially say we got a ball game.
Well, I believe that was Kurt Singer and Landon West all teaming up. 2nd down and 10 for the Leopards. Ball at their own 20-yard line. In motion is now Walker. He's going to keep. He's going to run. He goes straight to the first down marker. He gets the first down. Ball over the 30 to about the 31-yard line.
That's what Coach Absher talked about. You got to keep your contain. Hey, just a note. I had gotten word before the game that Dalton Falk was not going to play. He's in fact playing and playing very well.
Preston Barnes coming in. It looks like he brought the play in from the sideline there, Zach. Warford in the shotgun. 1st and 10 for the Leopards. Ball there on 31. Warford again. He's going to look to throw. He does throw across the middle. Wide open. Number 43. That is Trent Block. He's finally brought down Christian Denton. And it looks like Jacob Call came back to help out. And the Leopards are at midfield. And Zach Block was wide open.
Yeah, they sold out to stop the quarterback run, and they left Block wide open.
5 minutes, 55 seconds to go here in the first quarter. No score yet. Leopards with the ball at midfield. Kurt Singer on the tackle. Ball carrier number 34 is Jacques Dupree.
Good job.
One thing in tonight, that's about a 4-yard gain. The Leopards utilize a lot of players. They've already had, I think, 3 or 4 different guys.
Yeah, they're going to shuffle a lot of guys in, a lot of guys out, and it's a fast-paced tempo. But Prairie Grove's outside of one play. It's really done a nice job outside of the pass play.
Right up the middle goes number 45. That is Tim Hardiman. Hardiman goes right up the middle, and he's down close to the 30-yard line of the Tigers. That's Christian Denton. He's making some of those tackles. That's not good. He's making them in the secondary, Zach.
No, it's not good to see tackles 15 yards downfield, but, hey, a quick turnover here, sudden change, get the football back.
Tigers need to stop. In motion is Dupree. Hardiman again on the play, and he's going to be hit by Jared Murphy. Schrock comes in to help.
Oh, that's going to be fun tonight.
Noah, those watching, you'll hear the cowbell. It is very close to us tonight. 2nd and 8 for the Leopards. Ball inside the 30. Hardiman hits the hole so quick, doesn't he, Zach?
Yeah, he really does. He's good looking back, and Malvern's got a bunch of them. You got to be careful here. Look for pass plays. Play action passes.
Barnes in motion, and now
good
he's
play.
Hit. Nice hit there. That's Kurt Singer. Nice stop there by Kurt Singer.
Well, now you got 3rd and long.
And now it's 3rd down. No gain on the play. Maybe even lost a half a yard.
I think if you're looking, if you're Malvern here, you're probably in 2-down territory. We don't know what their kicking game's like, but for Prairie Grove, you want to get an incomplete pass, a no gain here, keep them 4th and long, so it limits their options.
Looks like their kicker is a sophomore, Jesus Torres, but it's 3rd down and 9. Maybe the Tigers looking here, and now back to pass. He's got time. He throws it.
Oh, Colby!
Oh, Colby! Oh!
Oh, Colby.
He saw the end zone too quickly that time, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he had his eyes on a pick 6, didn't he?
I think and there was nothing between him and the end zone but green grass.
Coach Absher made the point during the coach's corner, and it's a part you didn't hear. He made a point about Warford, which is Warford will lock in on a receiver. He will not look to a 2nd or 3rd or 4th option.
He locked in on them, and
Colby just waited.
All right, here we go. They tried a hard count, trying to get Prairie Grove to jump off sides. Warford back to throw. He's looking, and it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they're gonna. That is a. Oh, come on. They're gonna call pass interference. They're gonna say he had his hand on his back there, I believe, Zach. And that's what the call is.
Yeah, I think you got to let that one go on a play like that. Let the players play.
I just noticed something, Zach, that we're kind of on the same side of the field that we are at Prairie Grove.
Yeah.
The way we're looking at the field.
Yeah, we are.
All the yard markers are on our side. I'm looking for them over on the other side tonight. So that, after stopping them on a 4th down, the pass interference is going to put the ball down to the 15. So Prairie Grove's first mistake comes in a penalty. Now they go back to Hardeman up the middle. He's going to get down probably about the 12-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Three minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the first quarter. No score, but Malvern's knocking on the door.
Now they should, between you and me and everybody watching, Prairie Grove should have the football. I don't know if that was I don't know if it was pass interference, but I think at this time of year you got to let that go. It wasn't that close.
2nd down, and now it's a busted play, but Warford's going to make the most of it. And he's going to get a 1st down because I think he's inside the 5. That was a busted play, and Warford made the most of it, Zach.
That's what Coach Absher's talked about all week. Is just you gotta contain him, you gotta read him, you gotta stay home and do your job.
Warford's a 5'11", 187. He's a junior. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go here. 1st and goal from the 3, and Malvern's going to strike first. That's number 7, Justin James, goes into the end zone. So the pass interference, Zach, it was costly.
Yeah, definitely costly, and Prairie Grove's got to regroup here. It's a bad call. You got a chance to get the football back. You moved it the last time you had it, and next time we need to stick the ball in the end zone.
Well, that was the Achilles heel, and definitely in the game that Prairie Grove lost to. The extra point is good. So with just over 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter, our score, Malvern 7, Prairie Grove 0.
How do you tell someone that they're special?
Flowers and friends.
How do you tell someone that they're loved?
Flowers and friends.
How do you tell someone happy anniversary?
Flowers and friends.
And how do you express your deepest sympathy?
Flowers and friends.
In Prairie Grove, when your message needs to be expressed with flowers, be it fresh-cut flowers or one-of-a-kind silk arrangement, think Flowers and Friends or drive by 114 East Buchanan, or you can call them at 846-2137. Flowers and Friends, flowers, gifts, and more with that hometown touch.
And here's the kick. The Tigers let it go out of bounds. Ball's going to be put at the 35-yard line. That's where the Tigers will have it.
Well, important drive here for Prairie Grove. They've got to establish something. I think they got to get some points on this drive. You don't want to let this one get away. We're just about 2:31 to go in the first quarter, and it's important for Prairie Grove to establish something here. At the very least, flip the field and make Malvern's. They did a nice job. They stopped them. Got a bad call on the interference call, but that's going to happen in the course of a game. You got to shrug it off and keep going.
And now we're in the Wildcat.
Colby in the Wildcat,
and Colby Elkins in the Wildcat formation, and gives Prairie Grove a little bit different dimension. Colby goes right up the middle. He's going to pick up about 3 yards. He's brought down by number 79. That is Mason Morgan, and I believe that's the gentleman you wanted to see. He's 6 foot 240.
Yeah, there's a couple of them I want to see.
2nd and 7.
I want to see the young man that's 347.
Okay, they're going to stay in that Wildcat. In the Wildcat again. This time they're going to hand it to Bartholomew. He stopped right around the line of scrimmage. He moves forward, though. He moves the pile forward up to about the 40, maybe 41-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down, and let's call it 4.
They were already getting better spots this week.
Okay, the Tigers with the ball at their own 40. 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 5 for the Tigers. Elkins again at quarterback. He's going to roll this time to his left. He's going to look.
Open.
He's going to tuck and run. Oh, he is.
He had Landon open. He had him open.
He's short by about a half a yard here, Zach. Probably too. I think it's too early to go for it, Zach.
Go for it.
You say go?
I say go. He had Landon open on a quick out route here in the flat. He just missed him, and I'll take my chances with Colby running the football.
Well, it looks like Cooper's coming in. I don't know if he's coming in to punt or if they're going to go for it here.
No, they're going.
And they're lining up like they're going to go for it. This is a big play.
It is.
4th down, less than a yard for the Tigers. 44 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And they're going to go with Schrock. Schrock's got the first down and more. Schrock's inside the 50, down to the 40-yard line. And Zach, that's a big play.
I think we just established our game plan. It's the moose up the middle.
And the Moose is over 50 yards tonight in the first quarter.
He's running with some authority. And for all the baby mooses in the pipeline, that's a man to watch.
35 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Elkins back in for the Tigers. And Zach, that was a much-needed
That's a confidence boost. That's a confidence booster.
Well, I like the way the Tigers are not backing down. They are playing hard. Elkins now, he's going to go to the left side. He goes right up the middle. Oh! Colby took a shot. That was number 4, Kalen Burks. I'm telling you what, Colby took a shot right there, Zach.
That's a tough young man. I've said it all year. I think he's probably one of the most explosive players on the field, and I'll take my chances with Colby anytime. End of the first quarter.
And after 1 quarter of play, you got to be proud of the Tigers. After 1 quarter, the score, Prairie Grove trails 7-0. We'll be back right after this.
Where in Prairie Grove can you go to get your gas, grab a tank of propane, a bag of ice, your favorite snack and a soda drink, have your breakfast or lunch prepared fresh, made to order, wash that down with your favorite drink, and follow that with a hand-dipped ice cream? There's only one place that I know of that comes close to all of that in Prairie Grove. Locally owned and operated, it has to be Frederick's One Stop. And did I mention the coffee breaks in the afternoon where all the world's problems are solved? Only at Frederick's One Stop. Proud to be sponsors of Prairie Grove Tiger Athletics.
Well, guys, we're back, and I'm looking here trying to see during the break what we have on the comment line. Some of them I can read, some of them I won't. Robbie Absher, he's watching from Lubbock. Robbie, great to have you watching. The Ketzlers are watching. Let's go beat Malvern. Several people out there. The Ketzlers and the various comments tonight.
It's a lively bunch on the comment page.
Lively bunch tonight on the comment. Bree Bartholomew, she's watching. Bree, hello. Good to have you with us here. We go up the middle. This time it's, wow, Little slight hesitation there by Weston, and he's hit by big number 50, Trey Broughton. Man, that guy's big. 290.
He's a space eater in there.
Holy smoke.
I know we've said it before in a couple of games here and there, but for Prairie Grove, you couldn't ask for a better start. And I mean, Trey Broughton's in the middle. I mean, you're going to have to do something with him, whether it's double him, you're going to have to do something, get Weston away from him, because, frankly, I mean, that looks like big brother, little brother.
Well, it's going to be third down and about 3, and here we go. Weston again. He's wrapped up in the backfield. This time, number 71 on the tackle. That's Colton Welch. He's 6'3", 270. Good
man,
big.
It's like they're rolling him off an assembly line.
It's fourth down, and it's going to be 4th and 2. I'm sure the Tigers are going to go the ball at the 32.
Oh, this is easy. This is Moose time.
Wow. We wondered before the game about Drew Sugg. I noticed he's out there on the line.
Yeah, Drew's playing, and I saw Jacob out there for just a second.
And Bartholomew again, and he stopped. 3 times they go with Bartholomew, and 3 times they stop him. And again, that's number 71, Colton Welch, and the Tigers again stopped.
Just surprised that Schrock didn't touch the ball. I'm just incredibly surprised he didn't touch the football.
Well, the Leopards are going to take over, and you said when we got the ball we needed to at least flip the field. We were able to do that. Unfortunately, no points again for the Tigers, and now it's defense time.
Yeah, it's a shame. You would have liked to have seen Schrock get the ball.
Here comes Warford in the shotgun. He's got Hardiman back there. He's going to roll. He's looking to throw, and they're going to catch him back there. He gets away, and he throws it away.
That's a good play by Warford. Smart play, get rid of the football.
Boy, he had. I don't know how he got rid of it. He had Landon West. He had Schrock all in his face, and he still was able to get the ball away. 2nd down and 10 for the Leopards. They're throwing the ball, and I give them credit for. I'm not going to question that they've done well, but they've had most of their success going right at the Tigers.
Yeah, they're limited in what Prairie Grove can do. Prairie Grove likes to bring Jacob Call straight up the middle on linebacker blitzes, and you can't do it with all the misdirection.
Well, there's Hart, and now I said to go right at him. This time they get him in the backfield. No gain on the play. Again, 10 Hardiman on the carry. That was looked like number 61 there for the Tigers, Jackson Diebold.
And we're seeing a lot of new faces out there today.
Brandon Taylor, he's out there now, and it's 3rd down, and let's call it 3rd and 11 for the Leopards. Big defensive play here for the Tigers. And here they pick up the blitz. There's going to be a hold.
Oh, nice play.
And there we go.
Play.
They're going to get him back there this time.
Nice play.
That was Brandon Nodia. He was on the blitz, got picked up and stayed after it, Zach. He was hit initially. He said, I'm staying after this.
I played paintball with Brandon. He likes contact, I can tell you that.
Well, that sack plays big right now as it's I'm sure the Tigers are going to decline the penalty. And so,
well, you flip the field. You get the you flip the field. You get the ball back. Hopefully, we can break a return here.
There's 9 minutes and 47 seconds to go. The Tigers should get the ball in good field position here. Back deep to punt, to receive the punt. Now punting is numbers. That's Welch. 71
That's
Welch.
the biggest punter I've ever seen.
And he gets a good punt off. And Tigers are going to get the ball thrown 42. Back was Halbert for the Tigers. He let that one drop, which smart play. That was a hard one to field because it was kind of it kind of floated down on him, Zach.
A little bit of a knuckleball, but hey, you know what? Good defensive possession for Prairie Grove. You get the football, and let's get back to work.
That was probably our first 3 and out tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good because we put pressure on the quarterback on the 2 pass attempts. One was a sack, one was almost a sack, and then Hardiman, who's been just pounding it at him, Zach. This time they got him And
all things considered, Prairie Grove to this point, 16 plays, 74 yards. Malvern, 16 plays, 66 yards. The difference is
that's Colby Elkins over there. And Colby, he's going to finally be drug out of bounds, but he's going to get about 5 yards.
Yeah, I thought we could have had a late hit over there, but I guess not.
Well, I was told, someone popped their head here in the booth and told me not to expect any calls tonight. I won't say anything about that. I think that was a good, clean play over there.
You ever see that scene in Hoosiers when they go into, when Gene Hackman says, hometown refs? What do I know?
I think it's been pretty well called so far tonight. Can't really complain about it. It's been a good call game, and
I think we're going to see a lot of Colby tonight. I really do. I think he's definitely, after last week, the 109 yards. I think he's definitely part of the game plan tonight.
Well, now Bartholomew, he's trying to break out. They are keying on Weston.
Yeah, that play's just not going to work as fast as the Leopards linebackers are. You're just not going to be able to get Weston to the outside because they're so fast. They shoot the gaps and there's nowhere to go.
Well, one of the things I'm noticing is Cooper is limited a little tonight. I don't, typically you'll see Cooper rolling out. You'll see Cooper doing the more. I'm wondering if he's still shaking him up a little bit from being out last week. It's 3rd down and 10.
All the big plays that Prairie Grove's had tonight have been straight at Malvern.
Passing down here for the Tigers. This time he rolls out. Cooper he's looking to try to get away. He throws. And man, that could have been close to a horse collar over there. But chasing him down was number 70. It's number 54. Devin Kirk, he put the pressure on. Devin Kirk, he's 6'2", 220.
Yeah, I think you can see what Prairie Grove's game plan is here. They want to play it close to the vest, keep the game close, not do too much with Cooper at this point. He's at this point he's 0 for 2 passing. I mean, normally by now we've seen Cooper a little bit more active in the passing game.
8 minutes 32 seconds to go here in the first half. Cooper Winters to punt. He gets a good punt away. It's going to drop down around the 20. It's going to take a Prairie Grove bounce. Get it. And he's going to drop it right about the 1 yard line, Zach.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah, we like that. Christian was waiting for it. I thought he was going to wait too long and let it go into the end zone.
He was a little, he had us worried. He knew what he was doing.
All right, well, where did they actually down it?
It's down on the 1.
It is on the 1 yard line. So the Leopards got 99 yards between them and pay dirt. Prairie Grove needs to play smart defense here.
You don't want to give up the big play here. You want to keep everything in front of you, make Malvern go the distance.
8:22 to go here in the first half. Prairie Grove trailing 7-0. The Leopards, right up the middle goes Warford. He's going to get a couple, 2 or 3 yards, just going right at it. Landon West on the tackle.
First time we've seen Warford under center. You hope maybe for a bad snap.
Yeah, he doesn't take many from there.
The comment page active tonight?
Comment page is active tonight. I got to go back out. Trying to get out there between plays here.
I think this is the first time we've done a game in open air, isn't it?
Yeah, nice punt. Brody Bartholomew quick. So we got.
Nice play.
I think I just figured out who's got all the smart aleck comments.
Oh, yeah? Who's that?
I won't say the name, but just said, definitely not feeling the love from my broadcast brothers. Might be the guy that does our PA.
Yeah, very possible. Yeah, you don't make the trip down, you get hammered.
Ball in the 4, 3rd down and 7 for Warford. Back in the shotgun. He's going to go up the middle. He's looking to throw. That was actually the ball hit him in stride, Zach.
Yeah, that's a nice play. Nice throw, nice catch. Ball was exactly where it needed to be.
And it was good coverage.
Yeah.
He had a step or two on Halbert, but not terrible coverage there. But now they're going to have 1st and 10 with the ball at the Prairie Grove 40, and now they just flipped the field on Prairie Grove. Prairie Grove had held there. They'd have probably got the ball on the Malvern side, but now
that's a 56-yard pass play. That's a stinger.
7 minutes, 3 seconds to go here in the first half. Appreciate all those watching tonight. Dupree in motion. He's going to get the ball, and he's going to go about 5 or 6 yards. Brought down there by Brandon Nodier, also helping him out. Looked like Christian Denton also helping out on the tackle. Brody Bartholomew says, "Go Weston." Second down and 5 for the Leopards. Ball at the Prairie Grove 35-yard line. 6 minutes, 27 seconds to go here in the first half. Now, quick pass. And right down the sideline and almost into the end zone. That's number 3, Marcel Bedford. That was just a quick.
Yeah, just a quick bubble screen. That may have been just an automatic read. If the D-back plays off, you throw the quick screen. It looks like they've run that play once or twice, and did real well getting downfield.
Well, the long pass play has loomed big on this particular drive, and Dupree's hitting the backfield. That is Call and Diebold in to make tackle there, and
they tried to quick snap it after the big play, and Jacob Call was having none of it.
And that's back to the 7-yard line. It's going to be second down. So big play there is the previous play when Bedford got down. He was knocked out. He tried to reach for the end zone, Zach, but I think he stepped out around the 3-yard line. Defense needs to step up here. Warford on. Wow. We may have been lucky there. We didn't get a horse
face mask.
Mask. That was Murphy coming in.
A little high.
Warford gets down.
Down on the 2-yard line.
He's at the 2, so it's going to be third down. This is definitely 4 down here for the Leopards. And the thing that's impressed me the most tonight is how quick they hit the hole.
Yeah, they're big, they're strong, they're fast, and Prairie Grove to this point's done a nice job. You just gotta keep them out.
And that's Justin James again. He scored the first touchdown. He's in for a second one, and now the Leopards are stretching it out. It's 13-0, and we have 4:59 to go. That was a 99-yard drive, Zach.
Yeah, helped on a third and 9 with a 56-yard pass play. That's just that's a killer.
Extra point is good. And with under 5 minutes to play here in the first half, it's Malvern 14, Prairie Grove 0.
What does it take to win a President's Award from Ford Automotive? It takes hard work. It takes dedication, teamwork, a lot of the same ingredients that Coach Absher looks for in his Tiger football team. Well, at Lewis Ford, they won the President's Award because they delivered award-winning service before, during, and after each and every sale. That's the standard that's been set at all of the Lewis Automotive dealerships, be it Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep. Lewis Automotive, delivering award-winning service since 1947. Lewis Automotive says, go Tigers!
Elkins. Colby Elkins up the sideline about the 35-yard line, so Tigers going to take over 1st and 10, ball at about the 35. Zach, Prairie Grove definitely needs some points on this drive.
Yeah, I think it's critical here. You've got to get some points before halftime because Malvern's going to get the ball first. You've got 5 minutes. You don't have to get in a hurry. You can run your offense, and like I said before, I think at Prairie Grove's big plays have been truck up the middle. It's been straight at Malvern. Malvern doesn't seem to have an answer when they go straight at them. It's when they start moving it side to side, sweeps and things that Malvern seems to be able to shut it down.
And And now Cooper, he's going to go deep. He's looking for Halbert. Oh, John Halbert! And Coach Stroud, the basketball coach here on the sideline, looking for a pass interference call.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a pass interference. The ball was a little bit underthrown.
Yeah.
Halbert had to slow down,
Yeah.
but I mean, even after the bump, the ball hit him in the hands. You just got to make that
he
catch.
hangs onto it, it's
Oh, he's
touchdown.
gone. He's
Yeah.
gone. I mean, you've got to make that catch.
Well, I will tell you, Zach, you made a point during the commercial break there after the touchdown that really tonight, you had the pass interference call that gave them the first touchdown and then a big play. So
Yeah,
the Tigers have played well so far. 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers. And now here's Landon West. And Landon, he's going to be close to the first down. He's going to be a couple yards short. If that's the spot here, it's from our angle. Whoa, wow, they backed him up a little bit there. Just when you said we were getting a good spot.
Yeah, you don't get the feeling that Prairie Grove's being gashed or being completely outplayed. It's been 2 plays. I mean, honestly, it was the 56-yard pass, which was, it's tough to stop that, and then the interference call, which, we'll have to go back to the tape and check that one.
Well, Jacob Lacey, we wonder about him playing. He's definitely out there tonight too, Zach. I kind of noticing some of the guys that we weren't sure about. Quick pitch to Bartholomew. He's got the first down and more. There goes Weston, and that's probably Weston's biggest run tonight.
That would be his longest of the night. Malvern's done a nice job on Weston. 9 carries, 24 yards to this point. But like we talked about earlier, I think he's got to touch the ball 20 to 25 times. I think Colby's got to touch it 10 to 15 times, and I think you've got to get Cooper going here. He hasn't completed a pass yet, but one of them should have been completed.
There's Colby in there now. You're talking about him touching the ball. He's going to touch it here, ducks and run.
He's got an alley.
He's got a little room. There's Colby. Colby inside the 35, about the 32-yard line.
Hey, for anybody that wants to argue speed in Northwest Arkansas, that young man may be the fastest player in Northwest Arkansas. He is fast.
Well, I'll tell you this, Zach. Just on our message board, the Ketzlers have let us know that Farmington leads Heber Springs 7-0.
Really?
So that's interesting.
Hey, go 1-4A.
Now Colby again.
How long till you see a Tebow-like fake and somebody going deep?
Whoa! He picks it up.
Get down, Colby. Somebody come back and help him.
Colby actually made a good play just to recover the ball.
Boy, that's a killer.
And now where we had first down and 10 at the 32, now it's going to be second
and 23 at the 45.
At the 45. That's going to hurt it.
If he doesn't, if the snap's not high, Colby had a lane.
Well, now we're 2nd and 23. Cooper has the ball. We're down to 2 minutes, 58 seconds to go. Cooper's back to pass. He wants to throw, does throw. Complete, not a big gain on the incomplete, intended for Bartholomew. Now it's 3rd down. Appreciate those watching. I'm checking the comment page. Thanks for the update on the Farmington score.
You know, 2:51 to go here. You take a chance and put it up in the air?
Oh, you got to. You got to go. You got to try to do something here. Cooper just going to run. Nice block. Cooper slides at the 35. He picks up 10 yards on the play. And Cooper went down. He was not. He didn't. You know.
He went down feet first. He's not going to take. It's not the normal Cooper we see taking people on.
So it's going to be 4th down. That's a makeable. They've made it into a makeable play here, Zach. 4th down and 13. 2:18, 2:17 to go here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the Prairie Grove Band, and here is Cooper back to throw again. He's going deep. Cooper just throws it away, and it must be slippery out there because Cooper has slipped once when he ran the last time and picked up the 10 yards, he slipped, and he just slipped again.
Yeah, he just doesn't look comfortable. It's not the normal Cooper that we're used to seeing. And he's 0 for 5 here in the first half.
Well,
that's far fewer passing attempts than we've seen, from Cooper in the last couple of weeks.
Well, it's 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go here in the first half.
Well, you got to hold them here.
Yeah,
you don't want to score and then give them the ball to start the second half.
This thing is still doable right now for Prairie Grove. Down by 14. Warford in the shotgun. He's got number 45. He's got Hardiman back there with him. He's going to look to throw. He's under some pressure here, and he gets it away. He's got a wide open man, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds by Dalton Falk. Number 21, Javante Jones on the reception. He was wide open.
Yeah, they lost him in space, and Warford did a nice job. He stepped up in the pocket, and he's wide open. Then it's just pitch and catch at that point.
154 to go here in the first half. Prairie Grove needs to stop. I think they have all 3 timeouts, Zach. So defense needs to come up big. Turnover will be great here. Warford looking to throw. He's got another man open again. And that's Bedford. Bedford has been a big play guy for them tonight. He's down. Bedford's at the 24-yard line. So, Zach, defense needs to come up big.
Yeah, I think we've hit critical juncture here. You can't let them score here and then give them the ball back at the start of the second half. The defense has got to rise up, get a turnover, push them back, keep points off the board.
Well, now they do not have to pass. They've got enough time now, Zach, that they can run their offense from here. And he's back to throw,
nice
but he's
play.
Sacked.
Nice play.
And you know who that is? That's Jacob Call.
I haven't watched a lot of Malvern games. I don't understand that call. Why are you faking a reverse at that juncture? Why in the world are you faking a reverse? I mean, it's such a slow developing play.
One minute, 18 seconds to go here in the first half. False start or illegal procedure there, Zach.
Well, that's definitely helpful. You pushed them back 14 yards. Now you got to watch for the pass. They've really gashed Prairie Grove in the passing game to this point. Malvern's thrown for 143 yards. Prairie Grove 0.
But we're down 1 minute, 12 seconds to go here. Farmington up 14-0 on Heber.
Wow.
And now back to throw is Warford.
Nice play. Nice play. Nice play.
No flag there.
There's a shocker.
Says, boys, you give us a heart attack are the Ketzlers, and then Farmington up 14-0, Zach. That's a surprising score.
You know what? When Farmington got it figured out in the third quarter against Prairie Grove, was when they started to really get on a roll. This is a huge down.
Third down. Tigers. Big need a big defensive stop.
It's a screen
pass. And there is Hardiman, and Hardiman's going to pick up maybe 4 or 5 yards on the play. 47 seconds to go here in the first half. Prairie Grove. You got to think Malvern wants to go for they want to go for the gusto here, Zach, the knockout punch. And now we're going to have a timeout for the Tigers. Smart timeout by Prairie Grove to get set up. Yeah. They're running players on and off the field, and that was probably a smart play.
I think at this point, Prairie Grove's, the only thing that Malvern has had any success with in the passing game anywhere, some deep crossing routes, some things going down the field. I'm wondering if maybe we're going to see maybe a two deep shell, two safeties running down the hashes to try and keep that passing game in check.
Well, the best thing for the passing game so far tonight, as far as defensively, has been the pressure.
Yeah, they've gotten nice pressure on Warford, but I'm sitting here. It's 14-0, and Malvern's moving the ball pretty well. I just don't feel like Prairie Grove's been outplayed. It's been just a couple of plays here and there at critical junctures, which have just given Malvern more life.
And there's been a couple opportunities for Prairie Grove to have big plays. Colby Elkins almost the interception. John Halbert almost the reception.
Yeah.
So It's been
First
a game,
half of missed opportunities.
Yeah, it really has not been one of these games where you sit here and go, gosh, we're just getting hammered. It's been
first drive of the ball game. They go down, they miss a field goal. It's just that it's been that kind of night to this point. But you're hanging in, you're hanging around. You're going to give yourself an opportunity. This is a big down. You cannot let them get a first down.
It's 4th down and 20 to go, and here they come. They're coming after him. Not going to give him a lot of time, but now he scrambles. Throws.
Oh no! Nice play.
Oh, I could not tell, Zach. I thought he caught it.
Woo! Christian Denton just saved the day.
Well, he's made some big
That is
plays.
a huge pass breakup.
Wow. Let's go. We have 30 seconds to go here in the first half.
Take it to the locker room. Take it to the locker room. 14 down is doable. Especially for this team. I mean, this is a team with big play potential. We've seen Colby rip off a few ones. Cooper's got to get it going here in the second half.
Well, we've got it's 1st and 10. The ball at the Prairie Grove 35-yard line, and just a quick pitch out to Bartholomew, and he's going to be wrapped up almost immediately. He may have picked up 2 yards on the play. And now 22-20. Looks like Prairie Grove's going to be content to let the clock run out here in the first half.
Take it to the locker room.
That's the end of the first half, and with our score, Malvern 14, Prairie Grove 0. We'll be back after this to watch the band tonight.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office, for telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV. Think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress. Whether in sports or banking, competition is healthy for a community. If you consider all the choices you have in banking today, the Bank of Fayetteville stands out. The founders of the Bank of Fayetteville realize the importance of giving back to the community, not only for the Tigers on the field tonight, but for the future Tigers to come. The Bank of Fayetteville believes that the folks of Prairie Grove have great potential, and they have that one goal in mind to help you reach that potential. You see, with this thought process in mind, the community wins. The Bank of Fayetteville, banking on your potential. Whether in sports or banking, competition is healthy.
Okay, those watching, we're going to go ahead and watch the Prairie Grove Band. We'll just stay on here for both bands tonight. Enjoy watching the band. They're going to be playing to the home crowd, which is the Malvern Leopards. So sit back and enjoy.
Go, Ben! Go, Ben! You may take the field. Dad, see? 50-yard line.
That way.
Yeah. For what score?
Grab it, Warren.
Grab it.
Who's winning that?
Harbor is
Grab it.
17-7.
Grab it. Beat Warren. No, Grab it. Beat who? 28-7.
No.
No, hold it.
While we're waiting for the Malvern band, we got an update that Gravett was beating Warren. Did you get a score on that, Zach?
We're working on that right now.
Waiting on the score, but Gravett leads Warren. Farmington leads
28-13 right now.
Gravett leads Warren 28-13, and Farmington leading Heber Springs 14-0. I imagine they're close to us, close to halftime. And so the 1-4A doing well tonight. If Prairie Grove could do their part,
as the kids say, they're representing.
Well, they are, and Prairie Grove has represented themselves well so far tonight, Zach. Well, we've talked about 4 big plays, and we'll discuss that a little more after the Malvern band. But while we're waiting for them to come on the field, been talking outside the booth here to several of the fans, and they're pleased. A little not discouraged, a little disappointed we didn't take some opportunities.
Well, it's 108 yards for Prairie Grove in the first half. That's just that's an atypical night for them. 23 plays, 108 yards, 0 yards passing. When was the last time we had 0 yards passing? They haven't turned it over. Not too many penalties here in the first half. Little concerned about Malvern with 202 yards in the first half. A lot of it through the air right now. 143 of that 202s through the air. And it's been a game of big plays and missed opportunities.
Yeah. And 56 of that on one play.
And 56 on one play, and Christian Denton made a great play here at the end of the first half to save a touchdown. The wide receiver that was number 3, Marcel Bedford. Excuse me. He was wide open. Christian came across, swatted the ball away. We'll see if that comes back to maybe play a significant point in the second half.
But we're going to go ahead and let you listen to the Malvern band, and then we'll be back, talk about the first half some more, and get ready for the second half. Here is the Malvern Leopard Band.
Prairie Grove.
Feels like 49. That's the final? Look up one thing at a time.
Well, send your girl to find one thing and you look up the other. What's your name? Prairie?
Barbara 24, Little 14. Greenwood over Wynn, 36-0 halftime. I know. Really? Surprise.
Greenwood is going to dominate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Start Lee Galloway. I'm looking for Richville, Russellville, Fayetteville over Conway. Fayetteville Conway score? Fayetteville Conway score? Fayetteville 28, Conway 14. Almost half. Oh, 28-21, I lied.
Lakeside Whitehall. I'm trying, I don't
Lakeside.
know. Lakeside Whitehall.
Yeah, they're not showing it though.
We were somewhere and it was like, I posted ours and said, anybody got some Farmington? And then somebody replied back.
Actually, at our place, we have played on the field with us. So they were over here, and we were on this side. So they would play, we would play. They would play, we would play. We all play one together. So that was really cool before they got out of here.
Ozark Delight Lollipops are America's #1 fundraising lollipop. We produce our lollipops the old-fashioned way in small batches, ensuring flavor intensity to the last lick. Mass-produced, machine-made lollipops are simply inferior, and you and your customers can taste the difference. From the production to customer service to everything in between, Ozark's Delight does it right. So whether you're ordering for the next fundraising project or just need some of your favorite flavors, we're here to help. Click our website, ozarkdelight.com, or call us toll-free at 1-800-334-8991. Whether in sports or banking, competition is healthy for a community. If you consider all the choices you have in banking today, the Bank of Fayetteville stands out. The founders of the Bank of Fayetteville realize the importance of giving back to the community, not only for the Tigers on the field tonight, but for the future Tigers to come. The Bank of Fayetteville believes that the folks of Prairie Grove have great potential, and they have that one goal in mind to help you reach that potential. You see, with this thought process in mind, the community wins. The Bank of Fayetteville, banking on your potential.
Well, we're back with you in just a few minutes here before the second half. Looks like about 2.5 minutes before we're going to start the second half. Zach, you want to go through the stats a little bit?
Yeah, just some numbers pop out at you. I mean, at this point, Prairie Grove's outrushed Malvern 108-59. The problem is, Malvern's thrown for 143 yards. Prairie Grove hasn't completed a pass yet, and I'm wondering. And we were talking during halftime if maybe Cooper just doesn't look right. Looks like he may still be, a little bit hesitant, a little bit rusty. You wonder if maybe we're going to see a little bit more Colby, maybe see Storley. I mean, he proved last week he's got an arm. He can throw the football, but they've got to get it going. And as we talked about just before halftime, Malvern's going to get the ball here to start the second half. You got to stop him. You got to stop him and get the football, and you got to start to chip away at this lead, keep the thing close, take it into the fourth quarter, and then take your chances.
Absolutely. Well, we talked about also is that there's been a lot of big plays, good defensive plays. Christian Denton's made some really big plays tonight. But I would say, if I was going to identify 4 plays that I think have been the biggest difference so far, first, the pass interference right before their first touchdown. If that was a 4th down play, you don't have the fast interference, it's no points there. The next one for Malvern would have been the 56-yard completion. That was 3rd down and 9 inside their own 10. That was big, and they ended up scoring on that play. Or not on that play, but that series.
Yeah, that series they wind up and you know what? You look at the 56-yard pass play. I mean, it was a perfect pass. He was covered well. Halbert was in position to make the play.
Oh, it was a great play.
It was a 50-50 ball. Receiver made the play. You really can't, you can't fault anybody for that. But what hurts is shortly after that, you give up a 25-yard pass, and then they're knocking on the door again.
The 2 big plays also for Prairie Grove that could have turned the game. One, we had a close call there that was close, maybe not pass interference. Halbert had the ball just for a moment. If he hangs on, there's 6. There's nothing behind him. And then Colby Elkins had the potential interception where there was
nobody. There was nobody in front of him.
And so 4 plays there, and so the Prairie Grove Tigers, I got to tell you, coming in tonight, wasn't sure exactly how we would measure up, but I'm very pleased at how well they've hung in there tonight, and hope they'll keep fighting and pull this thing within 7, have a shot to win it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, for 2 quarters they've certainly represented themselves well, and we've talked about penalties and turnovers all season long. To this point, just 2 penalties, 2 for 19 yards, and one of them was that critical 15-yard pass interference penalty, but and one was on the first play of the game. No turnovers to this point, and I think that's why it's 14-0. A couple of plays go their way. It's 14-7, maybe it's 14-14, but they've got to come out here and they've got to set the tone early here in the third quarter.
Well, we're going to kick off to start the second half. Let's go one more quick commercial, and we'll be back to start the second half.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused focused on progress.
Okay, we're back with you. Landon Allen getting ready to kick off to start the second half. And in a basketball halftime score, Arkansas 36, Houston 36. I want to remind you, we just showed you the PG Telgo commercial. They're having a giveaway. Go to the Farmington or Prairie Grove offices, sign up for a free drawing, giving away a Kindle Fire and a couple of Raku internet streaming video players. And here comes the kick to start the second half. There is Landon Allen. He's going to kick it, getting the ball is number 34. That is Dupree. And Dupree's going to pull it out past the 30. He's tackled there. Looks like Jackson Diebold. And also Jacob Storley in on the tackle, the quarterback from last week. So he's at least he's going to, if he comes into the game, Zach, he won't be all the way cold.
He's warmed up and ready to roll, but this is a critical possession for Malvern as well as Prairie Grove. I think Prairie Grove's got to get a 3 and out here and get the football back.
First down and 10. Warford in the shotgun. He hands to Dupree. He's going around the left side, and they stretch him out. He breaks one tackle, and then he's going to – a nice run there by Dupree. They had him back there, strung it out real well, Zach, but he's going to pick up about 4 yards. It's going to be second down and 6.
You can't dive at his ankles. He's that elusive. I mean, you got to wrap him up, keep your hips low, your back straight, and drive right through the numbers.
Notier on the tackle there for the Tigers. Good play there by Brandon. And now, this time that's number 45. That is Hardiman. Hardiman's going to pick up 3 or 4 yards. He's going to be close to the 40-yard line. Looks like they're going to spot it just shy of the 40. So
there you go, third down.
Third down and 2. This is the first possession of the second half.
I don't think you're going to see Malvern get real aggressive here. I think you're going to see him put it on the ground and let one of their many running backs take a shot at this.
And they've got a lot of guys can do it, and that's Dupree. He's got the first and more. He's going to get up close to their 45-yard line. So first down for the Leopards. Looks like they're going to spot it right about the 44. Landon West on the tackle. A lot of comments on the comment page. Appreciate it. Ben Madrid's asked who's going to step up and make a big play. There's Hardiman. Hardiman's going to pick up about 3. Tackled there. That looked like, I think that was that was Jackson Diebold again, but coming in for Jackson Diebold, number 41, Brandon Taylor. Second down and 7 for Malvern. 14-14, Nashville and DeQueen. That winner of that game will play the winner of this game, Zach.
Could be a rematch of a Conference 7 matchup. Oh man!
Wow. Dalton Falk finally brings down Hardiman, and Hardiman he hits that hole, Zach. If he gets past that initial push, he goes, and he's inside.
He's good back.
He's inside the Tiger territory down to the 30. I'll call that the 32-yard line. So
7 carries, 52 yards for Hardiman to this point.
Tigers still need to step up here, Zach. I mean, we didn't get the 3 and out we wanted, but still need a big defensive stop. Warford in the shotgun. He's going to look. He throws a quick pass over here. He's complete. Quick tackle there by Dalton Falk. That's Bedford. That's the play that went down the opposite sideline a while ago, Zach, which got him in their second touchdown down to the 3-yard line.
I read that one well. It wasn't a great throw, but you read it well. You stop it for about a yard gain and keep him in a second and long.
Someone's asking why is the screen all black. I'm not sure. Let me take a look, make sure that we still are. There's Dupree. And Dupree is down to about the 10-yard line, tackled there by Christian Denton. Let me see. John Halbert, granddad, watching in Russellville. Let me see here, Zach. I'm going to check to make sure just a second that we're still live. Zach, if you'll call this for just a bit.
That'll be Hardiman straight ahead. Looks like he's wrapped up by Brandon Nodier again. Brandon's having a nice night. He's been in on a number of tackles, including his quarterback sack in the first half. And just a gain of a yard. Well, being up 2nd and 9 on the 11. Malvern continues to run out of the spread. They'll go 3 wide receivers, 2 to the bottom of the screen. That's Warford. He'll give to Jacree, and just missed him. Ouch! Whew. Boy, he is stuffed after about an 8-yard gain. Looks like they'll mark it on the 4-yard line.
Well, if someone's got a black screen, it's probably your computer. We just checked everything here. We're up and running, and it looks like everything's running on the internet. So if you got a black screen, you might want to refresh. Need a defensive stop here. 3rd down, 1 yard to go, and there's Hardiman. He's close to the end zone. First and goal at the 1, Zach. This has been a solid drive here by the Leopards. They've mixed up the, just run right at Prairie Grove. 1 pass attempt that went nowhere. The rest has been runs, and there's Dupree. And
Warford, he pulled it back out.
He pulled it back out. Dupree was hit for about a 6-yard loss there. He pulled it out, and Warford runs it in, and that's going to stretch the lead to 20-0. And now the Tigers back are against the wall. We'll await the extra point by Jesus Torres. And that looks good right down the middle. And the first series, Malvern takes it down and scores and stretches the lead to 21-0. 7 minutes, 9 seconds to go here in the third. Prairie Grove's going to have to score quick here.
You got to answer. You got to answer now. You know, it's decision time. Do you want to take this game into the fourth quarter, or you just want to let it get away from you? If you score here, you're back to the football game, and you're 1 stop away from really getting yourself back in the game. But they've got to get something here, and Prairie Grove's got the players to do it. You can get it to Colby Elkins. You can get it to John Halbert. I mean, Weston hasn't broken a big run yet.
We haven't seen the Moose in a while either.
Yeah, he's really not carried the ball really since the middle of the second quarter. I mean, to this point, he's carried the ball 4 times for 53 yards. You know, I'd expect, as I said earlier, I'd just expect, Prairie Grove to go right at him. That's where their big plays have come.
Jesus Torres kick. Elkins takes it about the 1 yard line, and Colby, he is going to be stuffed. I don't think he got back to the 15-yard line. I can't tell from this angle. He's actually at about the 10-yard line, Zach. That may have been one you just let go.
That one go. But
Colby's trying to make a play.
He's trying to make a play. You can't blame him for that. I mean, he's trying to get something going, trying to get a spark, and maybe Valor got the better of him on that one. He wants to make a play.
6:58 to go here in the third. Prairie Grove will start this drive at their own 10. Referees are stopping the clock. Not really quite sure why. And I think he's asking, did he step back in the end zone, I believe, Zach. All right, no, maybe not. I think they're
sure.
Maybe he's changing this to the amount of time on the clock. He's motioning something to
He's motioning into the press box. I'm not sure what he's.
They may be changing the time.
Yeah, they
on
changed the
clock.
time to 7:10.
So that's what it was. I thought maybe they were questioning whether his foot went into, because in high school, if you go into the end zone at any point, it's a touchback. Well, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Ball at their own 10. Cooper Winters. He's going to get to Bartholomew. Bartholomew is driving forward. He didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage. And Weston has had tough going tonight, Zach.
Yeah, it's really been tough sledding for him. He's that's his 11th carry, just 25 yards.
Second and 10 for the Tigers. I don't even think he got back to the line of scrimmage. It's probably second and 10 and a half.
Now, you bring up a good point. I mean, where Daniel Schrock was ripping off yards left and right in the first quarter, and he just hasn't touched the ball. I mean, 4 carries for 53 yards.
That's Bartholomew again, and looks like they're going to call him down. I think the ball may have popped out there, Zach. Bartholomew, they have just really keyed in on him tonight.
Yeah, they've really bottled him up.
3rd down and 10 now, Zach, and this is...
You're teetering here.
Yep,
yeah, you're really teetering. You're really taking your chances. I mean, Malvern's a good football team.
Cooper's got some time, and he's throwing deep. He's got Weston! Oh, that was Landon West. Oh, he had him. Landon West was behind the defenders on that, just overthrown.
If he'd waited just a second longer. Landon was wide open, and Coop just overthrew him.
Well, Cooper's going to have to punt the ball out of his end zone here. And we're down to 5. We're over the halfway mark of the third quarter. 5:43 to go. Cooper back to punt. That is Barnes and Burks deep for Malvern. And that punt is kind of shanked. Oh! And it hit, that's going to hit Brandon Taylor. They're going to mark it at the 35. So a 25-yard punt there, Zach, and boy, the Tigers.
Yeah, now you're tempting fate here. There's only so many times you can turn them away before. Malvern's a good football team. You can't continue to give them opportunities. Give them the ball at the 35-yard line. Defense has to stand up here, make a play. Who's, as we said at halftime, who's going to step up and make a play?
Warford. We give it to Hardiman. Hardiman's right up there. He's going to be hit. And no gain on the play. You had West. You had Schrock. And Diebold all in there on the tackle. And nice stop there. And, even when Hardiman is stopped, he's hitting the hole hard. And
he doesn't look like a big guy. He looks a little slender, but he's 5'11", he's 170, and he looks bigger when he gets his hands on the football. He just looks like a real good athlete.
In trouble, they got him. Oh, and Warford is so hard to bring down. And Warford, they had him back there, Zach, for about probably a 12-yard loss.
They've had him a couple of times tonight, and he just gets away. He just makes plays.
Warford, he's not a huge guy either, but he's a solid 5'11", 187. And he's not really super fast. He's elusive.
Yeah, he one move and he'll get away from you.
4:52 to go here in the third quarter. They're at the Prairie Grove 17. And this may be the dagger, Zach. Quick pass, low pass, incomplete. Intended for Bedford. Bedford's been dangerous on those little bubble passes, little out passes they've been throwing to him tonight.
And he's got 3 catches, 53 yards. And, really their big-time receiver is number 5, Bristol Martz. He's the one with the 56-yard reception. Outside of that one catch, that's the only catch he's got tonight. We haven't heard from him. Well, you'd like to see a pick 6 here, wouldn't you?
Now they're going to hand it. That is Dupree. He got the corner, Zach, and he's going to be close to first down. You know, Dupree has been one a couple times, just a little bit like Warford. Right there, Landon West stringing him out, but then he got outside of Landon.
Yeah, they're just, you know, their arms are just, you know, a couple inches too short. They just can't get their hands on them.
First and goal for the Leopards at the 7, and this is
the ball game. I think if you get down 28, you know, you really dug yourself a hole, and you're gonna have to do a couple of things to get this thing back this thing back and competitive, because Malvern right now they've come out in the second half and they were just rolling.
Hardiman up the middle. He's hit. He's going to drive inside the 5. That was Jacob Call on the tackle, and from our angle, those that are watching from our angle, it's hard to see exactly where they are, but I'm going to say they're probably about the 2-yard line. 3:56 to go here in the third quarter, and the Tigers are got to give everything they have here to try to keep them out of the end zone. You got Dupree and Hardiman. It's going to go to Hardiman, and he is in. And the Leopards have stretched out 27-0. Jesus Torres to attempt the extra point. He's been perfect tonight, and he is perfect again. And with 3 minutes, 43 seconds, Malvern has stretched lead to 28-0. We'll be back right after these messages.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office, for telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV. Think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
There's a fumble on the play. And Zach, when it rains, it pours.
It pours, doesn't it?
Prairie Grove takes the kickoff. Colby Elkins fumbles, and now Malvern with a chance to this would get the clock running, Zach, for the balance of the game. The defense has been on the field most of the third quarter. Prairie Grove had the ball once, went 3 and out. Now with the fumble, the defense has got to be getting a little weary. There's Warford, and they're going to go. They're looking for the end zone here. He's got a man open, and that's a touchdown caught by Dalton Homan. And Zach, that's going to get the clock running for the balance of the game.
Yeah, that's going to be the dagger, I'm afraid. You know, you just got the feeling in the first half that Prairie Grove was, you know, they were hanging on. They were doing everything they could to keep this thing as close as they could. And, you know, Malvern's just come out. They made a couple of adjustments at halftime, and they've just blown the door open. I mean, they just kicked the door in.
That one's in as well. Well, that makes it 35-0, and Zach, this has been a dreadful third quarter for the Prairie Grove Tigers.
Well, yeah, it's been dreadful, but you know, if you flip it around, and I mean, Malvern's been impressive. They came out with with one intent, which was to get this game under control, and they took the opening kickoff, went right down the field, and 3 drives, 3 touchdowns here to start the second half. Prairie Grove doesn't have a yard yet here in the third quarter.
Well, what happened, you got to think, they took the first drive, then we got the ball at the 10, went 3 and out, and then, then the fumble on the kickoff, and they have just, we didn't have a great punt. Here comes another kick. Elkins this time, the ball's going to go to, that's Weston Bartholomew. He's going to go out of bounds. Well, maybe they don't do the. I don't know if they not do the mercy here, or is it starting the fourth there, Zach? I'm not sure.
I would have thought it would have started. I thought it was 35 points in the second half, but I guess I was wrong. Now there it goes.
I don't know if that's in effect in the playoffs or not. The Tigers. There's Bartholomew, and he's going to push his way forward. Everyone, just thanks for the feedback, Ben, letting us know we're still on. Screen looks okay, so things there. Some calling for the Moose to get the ball. I
think something's happened. He has not been in the last 2 series.
Now he's going to look. He's got Halbert, and he's overthrows. Decent coverage there by number 25, Jared Walker, for the Leopards. And Shelly Williams asking what's wrong with the Tigers. Well, Shelly, I got to tell you, they've run into a very good football team tonight in the Malvern Leopards.
Schrock has not played the last 2 series. I'm looking down here. He's standing by. He's standing with the offensive subs, but doesn't look like he's going in anytime soon.
Well, you got Colby Elkins in there, and you got Weston Bartholomew. Now, I think I saw Schrock on defense last time. Well, Zach, we'll have to look. They're going from the shotgun, and here is Cooper. He looks, he throws, complete to big Jared Murphy, and Murphy.
Well, that'll get it going. First pass completion of the night for Cooper, 1 for 8. Need a couple more of those.
Well, the thing I'd like to see Prairie Grove do here is not quit, Zach. I mean, even though you're down and, you run into a very good football team, don't quit.
No, don't. Keep playing. And, a couple of minutes ago, this game was 14-0. And you were in the ball game, so, you've had a bad quarter.
And now Colby Elkins, he cuts back. He's got a little running room. Elkins.
He's tough.
He ran the ball hard. Number 4 there, Kalen Burks, took a pretty good shot at him, and he just broke through the tackle. Colby is back next year, Zach. He's only a junior, and I think we're gonna see a lot more of him in the future running the football and doing a little bit of the Wildcat, and then playing a little bit there.
Yeah, he gives them a chance to diversify that offense quite a bit.
He didn't quite pick up the first down. Second down and short.
They're running Weston as the fullback. Something has to have happened to Daniel.
Well, there's Weston. He's got the first, and he breaks a couple tackles. He runs hard. He's down to the 42. Again, appreciate everyone watching tonight. And that's the end of the third quarter. And after 3 quarters of play, it was 14-0 at half. And Malvern comes out and scores 21 straight points in the third quarter. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and it's 35-0. We'll be back for the fourth quarter right after this.
Where in Prairie Grove can you go to get your gas, grab a tank of propane, a bag of ice, your favorite snack, and a soda drink, have your breakfast or lunch prepared fresh, made to order, wash that down with your favorite drink, and follow that with a hand-dipped ice cream? There's only one place that I know of that comes close to all of that in Prairie Grove. Locally owned and operated, it has to be Frederick's One Stop. And did I mention the coffee breaks in the afternoon where all the world's problems are solved? Only at Frederick's One Stop. Proud to be sponsors of Prairie Grove Tiger Athletics.
Okay, we're here to start the fourth quarter, and Zach, Malvern was impressive in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's they made some adjustments. They came out with one intent, which was to get the game in control, and they certainly did that. And I'd be interested to know if something did happen to Daniel Schrock, because even during that timeout, he wasn't out there with the offensive subs. And you lose Daniel Schrock, that's a large part of your offense. That's over 750 yards rushing. You're taking out of your offense.
Winters under center, and he's going to go back to pass. He's got plenty of
Jared.
time. Throws. There's Christian Denton. Denton stays on his feet. He gets down to about the 25. So the Tigers are not going to just lay down, Zach. They're gonna keep pushing.
It's good to see. You want them to keep playing and get something in the end zone. But hey, you never know. We've seen stranger things.
It would definitely do something for the Tigers to put the ball in the end zone. And looks like Malvern may be resting a few of their defensive guys, though. That defensive front missing some of those bigger guys that were there earlier. And there's Bartholomew right up the middle. He sidesteps, goes. He's inside. Look at him. He's fighting hard. He's down inside the 10 to about the 5-yard line. I think they're going to spot him about the 7.
Scoreboard says 9.
At the 9-yard line?
Yeah, it's really hard to tell from where we're. We are literally 10 feet off the field. It is very hard to see.
And we're flat. We're almost at level of the field, so it's very hard to see. First and goal for the Tigers. Their deepest penetration of the night. Cooper's looking for the end zone and caught.
Touchdown.
Christian Denton, touchdown Tigers. Give him 6. Well, Landon Allen in to try the extra point. And Landon's kick goes through the uprights. Well, Zach, that was good to see getting on the board. 35-7, 10:15 remaining.
It was good to see him get something going there. Cooper had a nice drive, 3 completions on the drive, 44 yards, throws the touchdown pass, got a nice completion to Jared on the 3rd and long. That got things going, then hits Christian twice. You got 6 points, so keep playing. You never know what can happen.
Well, 35-7, and Tigers are probably, looks like Malvern's definitely got their good hands people here on the front. So they're expecting the onside kick, and Tigers might as well go in.
Yeah, might as well give it a shot. Trying to get back in the ball game. The defense hasn't slowed them down here in the second half.
Well,
your offense just put together a nice drive. Try to keep the momentum going.
Well, they are going to try the onside kick. You can tell by the way Landon's lining it up. We're not going to hide it. We're going to go for it.
I could never do this. It's like a trick shot in golf. I can't do this.
Here is the onside kick. It bounces. And a nice fielding there. I can't see the number. Looks like number 12. Desure Dawn. He's going to get it at the Tiger 49. Well, let's see. Daniel Schrock's out on defense, Zach. So he's in the game, and he's...
You wonder if somebody else may have had an injury, because that's a big part of your offense.
Well, I'm going to ask those that are watching, that are still out there watching, if you could give us some updates on some scores. No quitting the Tigers. I'm proud to have been part of a fantastic season. Number 9, Dalton Holman.
That's the guy who just caught the touchdown pass.
Was he in at the quarterback position that
He
time,
was.
Zach?
Yep, it was just it's a read option.
Moose's answer is not no injury for Moose, just not being used. I think there's Zach, and no quit the Tigers. I'm proud to have been part of fantastic. Great job by the coaches, players, the band cheerleaders, the fans. It's great to be a Prairie Grove Tiger. Holman in at quarterback now. Number 30 is the back, Tarek Brown. Timeout for the Tigers, and the Leopards are already down at the 20. If anybody's out there watching, let us know what some of these scores are. If you got some Farmington or Gravett scores, be interested to see. Zach, well, we got a timeout. I'm going to take a look and see if I can find anything out there.
It looks like we're seeing some new faces there on defense. Nick Suggs in for the first time tonight. Jacob Storley's in the secondary. Looks like Connor West is out there. Jack Reynolds is out there right now. Jacob Lacey's playing some defense.
Jacob, he is a junior. He's 6'1", 284. He'll be back next year.
This is still a very, very, very young football team, and as disappointing as tonight is, you've got to look at this and say, hey, next season you've got to be at least considered as one of the favorites in the 1-4A.
Looks like some of these scores are behind. I was out there looking out on Fearless Friday to see. Now here's Holman. He's going to hand the ball. There's Brown. Brown goes ahead. He's inside the 20 down to close to the 15-yard line. Tackle made by Schrock. Looks like Lacey coming up slow, helping out, but coming up slow. Bentonville beating West Memphis 42-7. DeQueen leads Nashville 21-14. Heber Springs trailing Farmington 21-0.
It's the number 1 team in 4A.
Number 2.
Who's won?
Pulaski.
Oh, that's right. See, I just consider it. I don't even talk about them.
There is Brown again. Oh, no, that's not Brown. That's number 11. That is Dakota Dawson. And he's in for another Malvern touchdown. And Malvern, they've looked good tonight, Zach. Their second half here, they've been really phenomenal.
Been very, very good. And, as we said at the outset here, Malvern was one of the teams that gave PA a run. And they're going to get their shot here if they keep playing like this. They'll get a shot to meet them in the state finals.
Well, right now, based on the scores that we see, Malvern would be taking on DeQueen, who's in their conference, and they've already beaten this year. Next week are the quarterfinals, so Torres adds the extra point, and Malvern leads 42-7.
It's been a real balanced attack for Malvern. They've got 210 yards rushing on 39 carries. They've had 8 guys carry the football tonight.
Well, Zach, because we are a pretty good distance tonight away, we'll probably close down pretty quick tonight. We can start talking about it's been a good season for the Tigers.
It really has. It's as we've talked about all year. It's a young football team, and they're going to be back. They'll be back in this. They'll get a shot next year, I think, to do some damage in the 1-4A. They'll get a shot to maybe host a playoff game, maybe host more than one playoff game. They're a talented football team that just ran into a team that was just more physical and more talented tonight.
And they had a lot of weapons. I mean, Malvern had 4 or 5 guys that were just super weapons. Bartholomew's going to take it back inside the 5, looking for a little running room, and he's going to be met there. Dupree, I think, hit him first. He gets back close to the 20. The seniors are going to miss Daniel Schrock. God, I've really enjoyed watching him go through the middle so many times this year, Zach. Dalton Kurtzinger, big defensive guy, has been big, come up with a lot of big plays this year. And Landon West, we love
Landon.
Landon, and we take a couple shots at his dad here and there, but he has been a great
solid. He's the team's leading receiver this year, and he's just been really, really solid. And they're gonna have to replace some of the heart and soul of this team. But you look at that junior class, you look at that sophomore class. there are the people to do it.
Schrock is back in his first carry for the first time in a while tonight, and Daniel Schrock over the 30 to about the 33, 13 yards, And he's averaging 13 yards a carry tonight, Zach. He's got 5 carries, and I believe he's at 66 yards. Is that right?
That would be 5 carries, 67 yards.
67
yeah, I mean,
yards.
Everything that Prairie Grove has done as far as positive in the running game has been straight ahead. You know, that dive and that trap that they've run with the fullback has worked. It's like Jacobs in playing quarterback.
Storley in at quarterback, and you know they're going to let Storley throw the ball. He throws it deep. He's got a nice pass. He's got Landon West waiting on it. Landon, go forward, Landon. Landon staying out of bounds. He's inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line. Landon's, he was running the wrong way there for a minute, Zach.
He had a little Jim Marshall going, didn't he?
Well, it's not a bad pass by Storley. He threw it up for grabs, but he had a guy down there waiting on it.
Yeah, Landon was wide open. I mean, nice to see Landon come back to the football, make a play on it, and then make a little run after the catch. It's a 43-yard pass play.
Well, that's gives a confidence boost for Storley. There goes Nick Sugg, a sophomore. No, that's not Sugg. That's a keeper by Storley. He faked me out there, Zach. Keeper there by Storley. He gets coming into the game, number 1. He must be a freshman, Zach, because they've got some numbers out here we don't have. And I know some of the freshmen are playing, so that may be Bobby Cox in there. Nick. That's number 1. I think that's Bobby Cox.
Hey, nice run.
And that's a touchdown for the Tigers. Give him 6.
Well, a little flash from the freshman, huh?
Yeah, we don't have. We apologize for those watching. We don't have the numbers, but I believe that was Bobby Cox. He ran like Bobby. I've seen the freshman play a little bit this year, and that's who he looked like. But I don't know for sure. I've been corrected. Bobby Cass.
Bobby Cass.
Bobby Cass.
That's a good run by Bobby Cass.
Bobby Cass. Bobby Cox was the former manager of the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, he's the Atlanta Braves. I don't think Bobby's that fast. I could be wrong, but
I think that's who it was. I'm gonna check out here in the stands on the break here. Now I finally got the name right, Bobby Cat.
third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm.
It's all right.
I'm sure somebody on the comment page has already corrected me.
Well, there's another bright spot, another look at the future.
He was part of that junior high class that went 9-1. You know, the last 3 years in junior high, 10-0, 9-1, 9-1. So, and those guys, some of those guys are playing tonight and have played all year. The Ketchlers, thank you, Lynn and Zach. You've done a good job, great job this year. We appreciate your time, dedication. You are quite welcome. We enjoy Ben Madrid, Bobby Cat. Thanks, Ben. I missed that. I apologize to Bobby and his family, but Zach, we've had a lot of fun with this.
We have had. This has been a great experience, and sad to see it end.
There's a kick by Landon, and it's fumble there. Now Burks picks it up. He's hit, brought down. That's Jackson Diebold. And looks like number 50 also helping out there. That's Connor West. Yeah, Ben, I'm sorry about that. I know better. No, Zach, Prairie Grove, we have, you and I this year as we've been involved with this, and it's been fun. We've had a lot of conversations throughout the week. We talk about the Tigers on the phone. We go to lunch on Friday sometimes.
We email each other back and forth. There's text messages going back and forth. We've examined this thing every which way we can.
Holman in again at quarterback. He's going to hand that. That is Brown. He breaks through, and he's tackled there. And looks like number 63 for the Tigers, Jack Reynolds.
Let me jump!
You know, that was a nice run for the touchdown there by Cat.
Yeah, another glimpse into the future. The future looks bright for Prairie Grove. I mean, there's no question about it.
Several Tigers in there on a tackle. That was like Spencer Galden in there. Reynolds and Galden in on the tackle. A lot of players getting in and out. Those are several freshmen because we don't have their numbers here tonight. You know, it was interesting to see tonight, Zach, on the, Storley. You know, Cooper will play again next year, but you got Storley as a backup. You've got the Wildcat formation with Colby Elkins to look forward to. Holman, he hands off. Hitting the backfield. Oh, Brown is just wrapped up there, and looks like Connor West was initial hit. Also, Brandon Taylor. Nick Suggs, several in there on the tackle, and bring up third down. 2 minutes, 49 seconds left here in the Tiger. Zach, let's talk a little bit about, we have our Steak and Shake player of the game. It's hard to pick it on a night, but I'll tell you who I'm thinking of is a guy who made a lot of defensive plays, Christian Denton. He kept Prairie Grove in the game really in the first half.
Yeah, he did, and then caught the touchdown pass that got him back to 35-7. And Christian's had a good year. I mean, a really, really good year. Solid football player.
Maybe you got to give a little to Daniel Schrock. Had a nice game, and he's someone else to consider. There's a punt return muffed there by Sugg, but he gets it back. Let's do this. With Daniel Schrock being a senior, going 5 carries, 67 yards, and average of 13.4, and Christian Denton, that's my vote tonight as a co-players of the game.
You would certainly not get an argument from me out of that one.
All right, well, let's do that. We're going to name our Steak and Shake players of the game. We're going to go with Daniel Schrock, 5 carries, 67 yards, and Christian Denton, who had a touchdown.
And a really nice defensive play.
And there is Nick Sugg, and he's running hard. Nick's inside the 45 to the 44.
Wake up, Nick!
Well, what we're going to do at the end of the game, we just got about a couple minutes here before it's over. The clock's running. We're going to take a quick break, come back, go through some stats, talk about this season. There's Bobby Cat. And Cat running hard. He's inside the 40 to the 35-yard line. It would be nice to get one. It would look better 42-21, wouldn't it?
Well, you like to get these young guys some experience, and Bobby's running hard. I mean, the kids are still playing. You got to give them credit for that. I mean, this could have gotten really out of hand, and they've just continued to chip away and play.
Quick pitch.
It's Weston.
Number 12, fumble on the play. That's probably going to do it. Looks like the Malvern Leopards have picked up the ball there, and they can probably line up in victory formation, Zach. If they can take the snap under center, they go for everything from the shotgun. Well, Zach, as we complete this year, again, just a good season for Prairie Grove. They're going to finish 8-4. Got back. We're starting a new streak in the playoffs. Been there now, I think that's 16 out of 17 years. So starting a new streak.
I think if you told Coach Absher before the season started, hey, you're going to be 8-3, you're going to get to go play Malvern in the second round, would you take it? And he'd say, oh, heck yeah, I would.
Yeah, and I think, and we got a lot to look forward to. A lot of guys coming back. Next year, he's going to take a knee. Next year, I think, Zach, people are going to have some high expectations of these Tigers. And in our conference, Ozark's going to be back. They're going to be good. We lose Shiloh, and I think we pick up Lincoln.
Lincoln was a playoff team this year for the first time, and it's been a couple of years for them.
15 seconds. That's going to do it. Like I said, at the end, we're going to take a quick break, get the stats ready. We'll go through the stats if you want to hear those, and then we'll close it out. And that's our ball game. Malvern Leopards 42, Prairie Grove Tigers 14. We'll be back for our closing right after this.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
Zach, that's the end of our ball game, and what a good season for the Tigers. And now that we're done tonight, why don't you go through the stats real quick?
Yeah, it's not for a 42-14 game. I mean, it wasn't as there wasn't as big a discrepancy as you might think. Malvern had 375 yards total. Prairie Grove 300. I guess the biggest discrepancy was the 167 passing for Malvern. Prairie Grove picked up 87. It was all in the second half. Prairie Grove ran the ball pretty well, actually. If you look at it, 35 carries, 213 yards. They actually outrushed Malvern. Malvern had 203. Numbers that just sort of stick out to me, and we talked about them all season long. No turnovers except at the end here. We had a fumble here at the very end. But I mean, they were 1 for 3 on third. 2 out of 9 on third downs, 1 for 3 on fourth downs. The penalties were down. 3 penalties, I think, total tonight. I think they were in the game at halftime, and they were just sort of hanging on, and they needed somebody to make a spark, and unfortunately Malvern just came out in the second half and really took control of it.
It reminded me a little bit of a boxing match where you see a boxer he's hanging in there, he's tough, he's not winning, he's down, he's lost all the first 6 rounds of a boxing match, and then you're like, can he hang in there? And then 7th and 8th round, just boom, boom, and that's kind of what happened.
Malvern's a better football team. I mean, they're a better football team in 2011. In 2012, I think we'd like to come back and take our shots here. But it was a great year. The 11 seniors that they've got this year, you got to give them, hats off to them. They played hard, all of them, and they're certainly going to be, I think, the group that's sort of laid the foundation for this. What I think is going to be a run here over the next couple of years.
Well, Prairie Grove, the cupboard is not bare. These last 3 years, junior high, you can't always translate junior high into high school, but a 10-0, 9-1, 9-1 teams are coming through.
Yeah, that'll work in any league. 28-2, that's pretty darn good.
And they've got they'll have great senior leadership next year. A lot of Cooper Winters will be a third-year starter. I've been around Prairie Grove now about 18 years, and in that time, one of the things I've seen one quarterback start. Those times it was Robbie Absher, and actually his junior year he was hurt and didn't start the whole time. And so there hasn't been a lot of guys start 3 years. Cooper's doing that, and he's going to be a leader on the team. Weston's back. Colby Elkins is back. Christian Denton's back.
And a lot of playmakers will be
Jacob
back next
Paul's
year,
back.
And they will have to replace some linemen. But there were some young men that got some starts down the stretch here, and I think with the group coming back, I think Prairie Grove will roll the dice and take their chances.
Yeah. And in our conference next year, Farmington's going to be good as always. Ozark's going to be good. We're going to have a solid team. Gravette always is good. So you'll see the same teams again. But I think, this may be, next year and the next coming years, I think you're right. Well, we want to close with this. First, we're going to continue our webcast throughout the basketball season. That comes up. We'll come to you Monday night from Prairie Grove for the Prairie Grove Greenland game. We want to thank all of our sponsors. First of all, and most importantly, is the Prairie Grove Telephone Company. PG Telco makes this possible. They provide the server and everything to do the webcast. Please, as you're in town, give your thanks to Prairie Grove Telephone Company. The Bank of Fayetteville, Ozark Delight, Sterling Drug, Flowers and Friends, Frederick's One Stop, Lewis Automotive. Thank you all for sponsoring us. Zach, this has been a lot of fun.
It's been a blast.
I have enjoyed it. Look forward to next season.
We will be there. August of 2012.
And we'll be doing it again next year. Thank you. Have a great evening. And all those watching, we'll look forward to seeing you again next year. Thank you for watching Prairie Grove Tiger football.
This has been a presentation of Prairie Grove Tiger Football. The broadcast of tonight's game was made possible through PG Telco, the providers of PGTigersOnline.com. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. Ozark Delight, America's #1 fundraising lollipop. Lewis Automotive, serving all of Northwest Arkansas since 1947. The Bank of Fayetteville, we're banking on your potential. Sterling Drug, serving Prairie Grove since 1918. Flowers and Friends, flowers, gifts, and more with that hometown touch. Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers, shakes, malts, and more, just south of the Northwest Arkansas Mall. J&B Auto, Prairie Grove's bumper-to-bumper parts store. And Frederick's One Stop, the one stop for all your needs when you're on the go. Also contributing to tonight's broadcast was the Prairie Grove All Sports Booster Club. Showing your Tiger pride is just a membership away. Click on PGTigersOnline.com and follow the links. And on the behalf of the administration and the East Lab of Prairie Grove High School, and on the behalf of our broadcast team, Lynn Gregson, Zach Arns, and Steve Halbert, we want to thank you for watching Prairie Grove Tiger Football. It's great to be a Prairie Grove Tiger.